Right. New and reimagined zones. Let's check this out. Feed Fiamma collects. As always, if you don't forget to leave a big up to Fiamma collects and to leave them some love. Thank you so much, Blizzard, for like updating us about the impending doom that is about to crash on our computers. All right.
And I'm here to talk about the open world of Hey team, I'm Fiamma and I'm here to talk about the open world of Hey team, I'm Fiamma and I'm here to talk about the open world of Midnight. The new expansion raises the level cap of our characters to 90, and the journey to get there will take us through a handful of zones and stories. With the freedom to choose the order of our adventures, it can be helpful to know what's in store along the way, so we'll dive into how exactly that works, each of the chapters of our leveling campaign, and what magic you can find if you care to look. Don't worry, there are no spoilers here, so it's safe to watch if you want to experience the stories for yourself firsthand.
Yeah.
When Midnight launches, all of us will be called to defend the Sunwell. Xal'atath the Harbinger has launched an all-out attack with her Void army, and we will fight for our lives in the introductory scenario, introducing us to a few major characters with big roles in the story ahead. After the battle, we meet in Silvermoon City in all its revitalized glory to plan our next moves. If you're keen for a tour of our new expansion,
if you never knew, because technically like Silvermoon is kind of like this type of like capital cities that are kind of left out by now. It was always left out. So basically like it's a great thing that like Silvermoon is actually capital, because even basically when it got released during the Burning Crusade, it was too far away actually for it to be popularized, and something that is actually a city that was actually full of life, and basically it's a good news because a lot of people never experienced the beauty of oh my fucking god, I forgot the name. Silvermoon, right? And a lot of people, just even me, didn't got the chance to appreciate the architecture of Silvermoon. So this is a good news overall, because these are like the type of lost capitals. Let me tell you about another one that was the case. Darnassus. Like, it was always this type of like, it was too far away, and by the time it became easier to actually like navigate to, it was already like too late, because we were in places like Shatrath that were like basically neutral capital cities, so both Ord and Alliance. So yeah, let's keep going.
To plan our next moves. If you're keen for a tour of our new expansion hub, check the description for a link to that video. All players will then quest through the gorgeous revisited Eversong Woods, accompanying Arator as we learn about recent challenges the zone is facing, thanks to a handful of familiar faces. From here, we have a choice. We can follow Orwena back to her home of Harandar to meet the Harinir and learn about their culture. We can visit Zul'Aman and discover more about the Armani trolls. Or we can travel the Eastern Kingdoms with Arator as he learns what light versus void really means. All three of these chapters will need to be completed during your leveling journey, but the order in which you complete them is entirely up to you. Once all three are done, we can travel to the Voidstorm, a zone full of hunger and violence, where everything is a threat and nowhere is safe. This is where we'll reach the level cap, rejoin our allies, and take the fight to Xal'atath. But before we can get that far, our journey begins in Eversong Woods. The Dead Scar has been healed, Silvermoon City has been rebuilt, and the revamped Eversong Woods now also includes what used to be the Ghostland Zone. The whole area has been expanded and reimagined, with a graphical update too. This is where we'll all start our leveling campaign, with little tastes of the stories to come. Join Orwena to learn how an infusion of light has helped Eversong Woods regrow. Sometimes, though, there can be too much of a good thing. She's surprised to find creatures native to her home up here on the surface, and they're behaving very strangely. Meet the Armani trolls stepping outside their territory. The light-infused trees here provide the perfect materials for weaponry. There's still bad blood between them and the elves, but the enemy of my enemy is my friend, and we definitely want this enemy gone. Follow Arator across the zone as he learns of a variety of issues caused by the looming storm overhead. Meeting with Magister Umbric in Tranquillion, something's not quite right with the locals, and he needs our help investigating. Arator's dealing with some internal conflict too, to be expected when the battle of Void versus Light is embodied by Mum versus Dad. Each of these threads continue on into one of the 3 choices we have to quest through next. We'll need to explore all 3 eventually, so follow your heart. While you're traveling through Eversong Woods, it's worth taking a moment to have a look around. There are so many gorgeous little things to see. Something not so little cutting through the entire zone is what used to be the Dead Scar. If you look carefully, you can just see the remnants on your world map, and I'd recommend taking a self-guided tour along it. It's so lush and beautiful, alive with many different creatures, and at the very top, just as you leave Silvermoon and cross the bridge, is a resplendent statue along with a painter attempting to capture its beauty on canvas. At the opposite end, be careful as you approach the shadowy area of the map. There are some
So I'll just say a little critique. It would have been nice to actually see the before after. I expected that. Not too much. I don't want to be bitchy about it, but it's just like I said about Silvermoon, these places, people don't fucking go there, and the problem is that because people don't fucking go there, I'm just watching it and I'm like, yeah, it will be nice to know what the fuck changed because I haven't been there in 17 years.
Strong enemies here, but veer off the healed scar and follow the road south to find Thalassian Pass, a shining memorial to the sacrifices of the past. The memorial plaque here is worth a read. After the discoveries she made in Eversong Woods, Orwena invites us to follow her home to Harrender,
Oh wow.
an ancient place hidden among the roots of the world trees. Here we meet the Haranir, beings who tend to these roots and live in seclusion, choosing not to interfere with events in our world. As we quest through Harrender, we'll learn not only about the
let me just
Haranir and their traditions, but about the history of our very world and its special connection to this zone and its people. Through learning their rituals and facing their trials, we have a chance to earn the trust of the Haranir and invite them to join our fight, unlocking them as an allied race at the end of this chapter of the campaign. The whole zone is grown rather than built. All the buildings have been lovingly crafted and are a living testament to the Haranir's connection to nature. Look up, see the tree roots curling and weaving through the sky, and take a look in the northwest of the zone, where Teldrassil's roots can still be found. The little details here are a
okay, yeah, these ones are absolutely gorgeous. God damn, I'm getting a little lost because ADC, hyperactive type of mind. Not gonna lie, like this is quite this makes me quite happy about the game, like so many things that are changing in between housing and between like new class changes, but also god damn, it's always nice to see some fresh new zones, see what they prepare to what Blizzard prepared to us.
Reflection of the destruction we saw above ground. I'd highly recommend getting a view of the zone from above too. Maybe even try to fly into the big glowing area in the sky in the middle of the zone, with the roots curling around it. Wonder what you might find there. Things have always been tense between the Armani trolls in their home of Zul'Aman and the Blood Elves of neighbouring Eversong Woods. Though there has been an uneasy peace of late, the invasion of Twilight's Blade, Xalatath worshipping cultists, has threatened to send everything into chaos for the Armani and their leader, Zul'Jara. The granddaughter of Zul'Jin, she is seeking to protect her people alongside her brother and advisor, Zul'Jan. For this chapter of the leveling campaign, we'll be exploring the expanded zone of Zul'Aman, learning more about the history of the Armani trolls, and journeying with Zul'Jara in order to fight back against the Void invasion. Those familiar with Zul'Aman the dungeon will recognize the entrance to the zone, but the way it's been expanded and developed is breathtaking. The architecture is impressive, even when it appears neglected as the temples have been. Take the time to visit each corner of the zone, with temples for Akilzon the eagle, Halazi the lynx, Janalai the dragonhawk, and Nalarak the bear. Each has a tablet for you to read if you'd like to learn more. The eastern half of the map appears to be missing though, and trying to visit has you choked by fog. What could it mean? The light users reinforcing the Sunwell can't keep it up forever, so Alonsis Fowl has tasked us with finding relics of the light to help strengthen their resolve, and we're taking Arator along for the ride. Travelling across the Eastern Kingdoms, our journey will lead us to learn more of the light and how it works, visit familiar locations and meet with old friends, all while helping Arator understand where he comes from, exploring his father's legacy and where he wishes to end up, what kind of paladin he hopes to be. Traveling zones of old allows us to revisit our history and check in with what's been happening since we last stormed through. It's worth taking some time to explore the places we find ourselves. You never know when you'll find a lovely spot to sit, rest, and take in the view. Those relics we're hunting though, each of them leads us to dive a little deeper into the life of the paladins who owned them, see what we can learn from their stories and how they lived, what they truly valued, and use that to push forward into the battle ahead. Once we're done learning, recruiting aid, and planning our attack, it's time to take the fight to Xalatath. With the help of Magister Umbric, we tear open a portal to the Voidstorm, a desolate landscape shaped by and infused with void energy. Here, everything is eat or be eaten. All sorts of void creatures are ready to devour the weak for their power, and Xalatath with her devouring host is at the helm, in charge of it all. Not everyone is happy with this leadership though, and alongside Illyria, Arator, and Lothraxion, we meet the Dominar, highly intelligent and powerful void beings, and learn more about the Harbinger's origins. The Void Elves, experts in all things dark magic, are also here to help put a stop to Xalatath and research the nature of the Voidstorm. The Voidstorm is as beautiful as it is dangerous. The desolation stretches for miles visually. The sky is pocked with holes to who knows where. The plant life feels like we might find it growing in the darkest depths of the ocean, and the Void Spire dominates the skyline no matter where you stand.
Wow.
If you thirst for the blood of the opposite faction, be sure to head north. The Void Posts in Slayer's Rise need capturing, and you'll need to slay all in your path to do it. So much to learn, do, and see on our journey to level 90. Where will you go first when our companions part ways after the Eversong Woods chapter of the campaign? Will you head east to meet with the Armani and learn of the Loa? Will you dive beneath with Orbaina and recruit the Haranir? Or will you bolster our defense of the Sunwell with relics and light? Once you've aided them all, prepare yourself for the battle ahead, and I'll meet you at the Void Spire. It's time to face the Void, champions.
I absolutely love. So because there was no because there wasn't any before after. So the problem is, let me actually recheck that. So really varied, actually, now that I think of it. This reminds me of a zone in Zangarmash. This reminds me of Zangarmash. If you do not know what Zangarmash looks like, okay, it keeps on going. It kept on going. Where is it? Okay, Zongarmash, where is it? Oh, here is this. So let me show you. I actually love Zongarmash. So let me show you. It really looks like this. See how similar it is? I really love the cozy, the vibey type of ambience, and here you can like get it. Thank you so much. Actually, like, it's not that long. I'm quite excited about it. Like, this reminds me of Nagran if like it had like bigger trees. Let me yeah, it does a little bit of like everything, and it's interesting enough. I'm guessing that like it will be even more interesting once we get into it. Thank you, Blizzard, for letting us know what's about us and what's about to come. And Fiamma collects, big up to you too.